Am I missing anything? Hello, 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 ghosts or non-existent humans. Wondering if there are any, like, my empty thoughts. Anyways, time for more coding. Yay! Let's let's have some fun coding. Sign no one again, because there will be no one, like usual. So we were working yesterday on having a button that adds frames, and it does be adding frames. Cool. Not to some more stuff. First off, we want to define a shape for all of these. And what might need to happen is the shapes get defined by the testing manager, or the frame data manager, which I have named differently here. To how I want things to be. So we got our single frame script, we got our frame data manager. The script for this thing should probably, on adding a new frame, give this thing a shape and set at least some kind of size of the shape. Since we already have frame that the frame dot shape equals, I should also define that they all get disabled. Did not know that was the case. Huh. I think that should be fine. Go to this, go here, here are the frames, and then add a frame. It's disabled, not a shape. That's cool. The shape is 1 and 1. Set handle. That is a something. Okay, we can delete that from because I don't need it. Let's go back to the script. Okay, commenting because it is important. So we have the way to add a frame, we have a way to move all frames, we have a way to rename frames. This being a process, this be a process. There was something mentioned in the tool scripts. Seeing running code in the editor. I hate that it opens this. This should be him. Okay, so it's implying that it can be done in the editor using process. It's got a hint. Engine, not editor. guess not. This doesn't do anything until this is a physics process. So we can add a frame, we can clear the frames. If I want to clear a selected frame, I want to delete one of these using similar code to this thing. So go to this thing, and the physics process it ends. Just to be a hint, colon, equal sign. Colon's in the wrong spot. So it shouldn't be this, it should be something else. So to delete stuff, now dot, what is there that we can do in here? Dot free, question mark. So I click on this or this, click on both of these, follow that properly. Dangerous. Okay, so free isn't working. Free? Did that work? Okay. Um, if this and two colon and readability. So add frame, go here, delete one, make sure to delete. Yep, there's confirmation deletion. Yep, so we've got way to delete stuff. And why did it close? God damn it. It's here. It's good because we save stuff. Okay, so we can go here, we can add a frame, we can go here, we can delete the frame. It's nice. Don't know why backspacing there killed it. What the heck? Hang on. What? Just terminating the scene for some reason. Just like Reno as should work since there's casting. Add a frame. See if that generates anything. Okay, I guess not. I don't know. Anyways, this is supposed to be a tool, so I don't think that error is gonna matter too much. Go to the player. And run this just to see if there's any errors that pop up. Nope. Print data manager. Okay, so we've got that. We've got this as a shape. What defines the combat portion? You want to say some kind of attack node defines it, and then underneath that node would be all the attack frames and information about those that we would care about. if we used to see how the thing works out to be. Yeah, it's not terrible. Just that this piece would be centered around a part layer. So find is there an is selected? Let me go into node and see what it has. Um, where does object type engine? Um, instant message, cancel free error, okay, disconnect, it's me. Maybe it's node. We want to see. Index, multiplayer, define node. Is processing is something. Yeah, it is processing. Processing input. No. Something to prove. So what is the thing I'm trying to figure out? How to check if the thing is selected? We could make a function do that. Oh, show hitbox. Call that brackets on changing the color mattered. Save, changed. Okay, so the disable, so we can do that by showing it, yeah, not a column, but if a button is pressed, if Chelsea, the hitbox underscore button, that, underscore the variable show hidden button, box button. It could be not just changing the hitbox button, but just setting enabled or disabled. This might be the wrong thing to actually have, so let's have debug color. Is enabled and disabled. Should be for when I want to enable the frame or not. RGB. Not surprised. Make a color equals color black? I need a similar function that's like hide. I don't know if I like that it's a single shape. Mm, because what if I want multiple hitboxes in a bigger area? All of these functionally are supposed to do the same thing. They're supposed to detect whether or not there's a player in the location, which we have the hitbox section done in a different component, but we just need to figure out the shapes. So if there's a collision shape, in the collision shape, node that provides a shape 2D to a collision object to the parent. Do this thing have more than one shape? Dot. Nam! Go to 2D. Let's see what this thing looks like after going not going so black. Yeah, now that's showing me the thing. Off, light blue. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. That's good. That's good. Might as well have one that just resets. If reset underscore button colon run that ready function. I really like this cool stuff. Come back. This is a new source. And then I want to reset the button again by saying after that, reset button equals false. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's human error, which is not great. What are you giving me? No, I don't like that this is the thing, but alright. Let's make if child dot is underscore class, which I believe would give us class name declaration problems. We can't use that. Is single frame on any other time this is used. السلام عليكم.
نصلي المغرب يا ماما.
اوكي.
تصلي ولا بتكاس؟
اه.
طيب يلا ننزل.
السلام. It's not renamed. That's not renamed. Add in frame. That renamed properly. So now I can just place this like wherever these reorder to be the proper order in names. Okay. To rename this to frame index because it's not frames anymore. There used to be a button that said replace all instances or something. It's being laggy, and I don't like this. Streaming on a low-end PC is hard. Clear frames. The node stays. Epic. Cool. Okay, I will be back after I go pray. Okay. I have returned theoretically. The microphone is working, which I can tell from the tiny, tiny pixels. Alright. Is there a person in chat, or is that just me existing? Who are you? That was from a different stream. One viewer. Cool. Oh, doesn't do this. Oh, we'll figure that out later. Back to the game development. Okay, so tools, tools, tools that we have. Let's collapse these so we can actually see what our tools are. So we have the ability to clear all frames in our frame manager, add a new frame, remove, automatically rename all frames. Got buttons for that, confirmation for clearing all frames, so we don't just delete the frame on accident. Okay, for single frames. Got the ability to show and hide the hitbox for each singular frame. We've got the ability to just initialize the frame and the shape when it's created. Remove the frame if it is needed to be removed. These won't matter. Just delete self. Good. Remove that. Go into view. Okay. Ability to show the hitbox, hide the hitbox. In the editor, we can move the hitbox, remove the hurtbox. We can, well, not hurtbox, sorry. Yeah, hitboxes. What if I want multiple hitboxes? That is a different thing. Because maybe I want it in a different shape. I don't know. Not just like a square or a rectangle. That would be probably the most common and only shape you technically need if you really want to be crazy with it. But what if I want to make something that's triangular out of rectangle shape? So, for example, and I want it on the same frame. So let's add two end frames. Let's go to the 2D. Let's go, and that's we want to move the frame to be like this. And then the other frame to be this. Let's say I want to do that. First problem is they're on different frames, which is not a good thing if I want all of this to be active. One way we can do this is to have a second array that extends a single frame and then can take multiple shapes, but I don't know if that's possible. Can the collision shape take an array of shapes? Line segment shape used for physics collision, and concave, convex, polygon, capsule, quick new circle, new rectangle, new separation ray. You can add a shape to the rectangle. You can add a script to the rectangle shape 2D. Hmm. The thing is, something with more than one frame, having two frames of act, but that could be like actually infuriating to some people. That's the problem. That one frame could be enough to hurt someone's feelings. So how do we get both of these to be active? Hmm. Does the frame data manager have to be an area 2D? Well, does it? I don't know. Hmm. You might also want to extend frame types from collision shapes. Shape 2D. There's other things we can add. Collision. There's a collision polygon, which can be more than just a rectangle. And actually put it in the right spot. Just move this thing, just so I can see it a bit more.
Programming the game.
Mm-hmm.
How the game is
I forget how to use polygon 2Ds. Or collision shape 2Ds. Okay, this is not the solution for me. which means there's gotta be another way to do this. Can we add more than one shape? How is it slower than circle shape? Hmm. I'm gonna have to take a look at the code again. It's provided by somebody else. I should put these in descriptions. But there is the links up at the top, so there is that. Maybe I'll be lazy, maybe I won't. We'll see. Number of hitboxes is they set the number of hitboxes. Where's that used? Loop range equals number of hitboxes. If add frame data. Also, okay. I don't like this notation. I hate this. I barely know what this means. Frame collider equals that add the child. The colliders. Should I be making area 2Ds with child shape children? You know, that might be the right thing to do. Because then the children of the areas can actually have multiple shapes. So let's change it because we want to be able to have multiple frames. Change these to be as the single frame code. Okay. Children, here are all frames. Add new frame, single frame. Problem with this. It should be frame data manager. This should now be area 2D, unfortunately, which breaks things. So there's that. I will comment these. I will also add a comment and a pass so that the thing's not giving me an error. Isn't needed. Where's that? And that is in by color. No hitboxes. I'm gonna pluralize these. Okay. I'm gonna comment and pass these. then we're going to write a note because we're not going to be able to do this today. Changed from collision shape to an area. So now area needs to be needs to have different things coded. The frame data manager. We're just going to extend node now. I think. What? Why? That's because it's not capitalized. It's stupid. Meaning this needs to die. This needs to die. Add end frame. Uh-oh. Off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What have I done? What have I done? It clears. Why did it? Other node. Frame data manager. Stop. 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 Clear frames. Okay. So that broke some stuff. It shouldn't be looping through it. Those are fine. The other one is not. Why are you breaking? Is this called anywhere else? If this is true, add a new end frame. Eventually it tells me to just stop. Output. Press reset. Invalid assignment or key disabled type on base object of area 2D. Okay, so it's not continuing because of this new frame stuff. Which I wish you would just. Oh my gosh, I hate that. So these two need to be commented. Press this button. Never saved it. Reset those, clear them. Good thing we have debug tools to help us. Press the button after we save. Singular add. Okay, so that's better. Since we're not defining shapes here, we don't need to add it in a frame. Then we can go here to single frame, see that. Already disabled and shape don't work here because they just don't. Ready function, we'll see if we need that. Show hitboxes. Might be the children. It might be just copy most of this thing. Yes, boxes has an yes. So here I'm gonna do something like this, copy, and then I'm gonna rename this to add new installer hitbox. And then hashtag to do. Yes, I forgot. There's a plugin that I don't have on this project at least. That is very helpful for to-dos. Fix this. We'll probably remember by tomorrow what fixing this means. See who's in the chat, if there is anybody who actually cares to watch and chat at the same time. But that's just how it is. See what YouTube chat has to say, which is probably nothing. Yeah, nothing. Okay. All right. The last thing we're gonna do before we finish is see if we can get a project, which is asset library. I want to get something called to do or something. Online connection results in data over the internet. Okay. What the Steam? Good old Steam server. Oh, that's deprecated. Deprecated. Oh, okay. Well, we'll not need that. To do. To do manager. I like this because it puts stuff in the terminal that I can just quickly click to. Install. Okay. Do I need to restart the project file? No. Select file. Add-ons, to-do manager. Somewhere else? Okay. Let's to-do plugin. Go to project and settings. I don't know where that would be. Okay, let's check if the plugin is enabled. Oh, there we go. There it is, to do. I'm gonna delete the example because Actually, do I care? No. But to do, fix this. No, wait, hashtag fix me. That's better. Fix me. Alright, so that plugin is going to help us fix this stuff. Frame data manager. I think this is fine now, because all it is add a frame, clear the frames, if I need to clear the frames. Let's check the example thing. What else do they have for their frame data? You got show all, hide all. I don't know what that is. So we might end up having a stats category. Do you know that's a good idea? Uh, the thing is, maybe I want to do something like Street Fighter, where the damage isn't constant. For example, Jamie's Heavy Punch, it starts off on frames, in 5 frames. The first 2 active frames deal about 100 damage if you have 2 drinks, because he does plus 5% per drink, and he starts at 90% scaling. If they just changed the scaling from like 90% to 100% at start, he would be great. And if they just made it so his max scaling was playing 115% at most, it might be much better. If they just didn't nerf his damage, that would be good. If they nerf his damage, which seems like it's unfair. He deals less damage just for being the character he is. You know, if it was Marissa, who is designed to literally break through armor and then deal a ton of damage, yeah, no, that's a bit fine. Well, she has a lot of other weaknesses. But Jamie doesn't really have the same problems. Ah, yes, collision layers. Cool. Yeah, so this reference is helpful to use, but it's not exactly going to be the same. Probably not going to have too many functions. You got add frame, remove frame, name frames, insert. He's got all these inserts that I probably won't be using. I'm also going to split like this stuff into hitboxes for the child and children. I guess there's like a check selected or something. But you know what I could do is for this data frame manager, we can go into single frame that has. Let me add a frame so I can go into script buttons. We can show hitboxes. By changing the color, which currently this thing doesn't really have that in the show hitboxes because it's get children. What I could do though is that in the frame data manager is hide all or show all, and then have that these things also have show all, hide all, or show all but this or whatnot. Show hitbox. The show all, hide all stuff is gonna be useful. You also have different frame types like empty frames, non-empty frames. Should I have an empty frame? Probably empty frames should exist. Hmm. And then we've got this frame stuff that isn't great. We'd have nodes that then extend into a single frame. Or we could be more like Street Fighter again, have startup, active, and recovery frames, and actually define what those are. Dryness and vulnerabilities, those would also come later. Um, you know what? Let's stick with this system where we have area about that just crash. It's a warning. So since there's a warning, uh, gotta be freaking thing. I hate this. I hate this error. I want the typing to help me, but I hate that you hate me. If it is in the frame data manager, this doesn't exist. I've because an area doesn't have a disabled button. Internal mode dot internal mode. Clear frames, child is single frame. So we can run this now, hopefully. Just the warning that this thing doesn't have a defined shape, which is fine. Again, I don't care. Wait, there's a standalone expression? Wait, seriously? Stop that running of this game so I can change that thing. Does this do something? What the heck? gently that that was doing nothing. Well, I'm going to close Godot so I stop actually trying to do things. Gonna go to the be right back screen because we are essentially done. I hope the one person who might actually be viewing learned something about trying to use frame data, using tool scripts a little bit. Because both of those scripts that were blue were tool scripts. And I think that's about it. All right. Bye-bye. Single person in Twitch.